Hey everyone, this is Dan Charles with Lite Forex. It's Wednesday, April 1st. I'm going to break down the major Forex pairs, starting with the Australian USD, and see where things look like they're going for tomorrow and the rest of the week. Please subscribe to the channel to get more videos, and go to the link in the description below this video. Okay, let's take a look at the Australian USD. Okay, so I was saying that we were setting up to pull back when I last did a video on the 27th. Yeah, to me it looked like we were going to pull back, and that's exactly what happened. Resistance at 62. Here we are, we're breaking through key support levels of 61. And we did dip below 60 today, but as of right now we're above 60. It's I still think this could come back more, and I'm looking at 60. Sorry, I made a mistake. 60, 62, busted through that, and then I still think it could come back to 60. I'd like to see it come back to 60, find some support, and either set up to break out, breaking above 61 for the next leg up, or if it busts through 60, I think we'd be looking at testing these lows made on the 19th of March. We're a ways away from there. Let's just see. I think this could pull back more. So I did call this correct. Let's take a look at the futures. Yeah, it was looking overextended on the futures as well. Resistance was hitting at 62. 62, and we pulled back. Right now, looking at the way this is setting up here, it definitely looks like we're going to come back. Very bearish candle, long upper wick. Here we are down. The momentum is to the downside. Let's see if it can hold 60. If it pulls back to 60, holds support, maybe it sets up for a breakout entry. But if we break down strong through 60, then I think in the coming days, weeks, we will test these lows. Euro USD, yeah, another one I was calling for a pullback on. You can see we pulled back quite a bit. I drew in a bunch of very important support lines. 1.111, of course that got taken out. 1.1050, that got taken out. And 1.0950, that's taken out. Now we are hitting some support at 1.09. You can see the low today was 1.0903, and then it pulled up. So we're getting support on that price, but what needs to happen is a big breakout, a continuation tomorrow, which would set up to continue this bull run we've been in. Typically you're going to have 1 to 3 days of a pullback, and then you're going to set up for the next leg up. Of course, if we come down, we bust through this support at 1.09, and we're looking really bearish, then I would imagine we're going to start testing these lows made on March 23rd. Let's take a look at the Euro futures. Okay, Euro futures, yeah, holding support at 1.09. Yeah, so I thought this would pull back, but definitely gapped below support. Here we are down here. The way it's setting up right now is definitely more like it could break out for tomorrow, but it's very, very early. The 60-minute is just showing that it's trying to solidify a bottom, that 1.09 price, rebounding off that price. It's very, very early though. This would really need to break out. I don't want to see this break out and break above 1.06 in the next couple days, and that would give me confidence that this bull run is going to continue for the euro. Pound USD is holding up maybe the best. I thought this would pull back. You can see it did pull back. It did go below these very important support prices, 1.23, but then snap back, and now we're above that price. This is has all the indications of a big breakout to the upside or a big breakout to the downside. Small little open and close ranges, 3 in a row. And that's setting up for, like I mentioned, a big breakout to the upside or to the downside. This does tell me it could come down more because we are far from the moving average. And even if we have a big breakout, this will be pulling back probably the next day after that. So the weekly is kind of setting up like it could break to the upside. If we look at the 60, let's blow the 60 up here. You can look at this. We're choppy. We're sideways, just like the small ranges are showing. There we are. So we're just in this 2315, 2487 range. It's going to break down one way or the other. Let's wait for it to do so. If we look at the pound futures, let's see if we see anything different. Well, the pound futures is really telling me more downside is coming. Putting in lower highs, just like I mentioned when I did the video on the weekend. Resistance at 1.25. Moving average is way down here. We are holding support at 2375 roughly, but this really needs a pullback. So when I look at this, I'm seeing more of a downside coming more than anything. New Zealand USD, yeah, I was expecting a pullback on this one as well. Pulled back. We pulled back to the moving average, which is what I like to see. And now this needs to break and close above 60 tomorrow to set up to continue this bull run. Remember, we have a breakout 1 to 3 days down, and then we set up to continue the move up. Now, of course, if we close below support at 59 and we start testing these 58 levels, then we're more than likely going to start testing these lows way down here March 19th. So 59 needs to continue to hold. This really needs to break out tomorrow to continue this run. Let's take a look at the New Zealand futures. New Zealand futures, it's looking a little glim. It's looking a little bearish. Long upper wick on today's candle. It looks more like we could have more downside. And yeah, I mean, I called this one correct. I thought this would pull back. It did so. It does look like there's more downside. So let's see if right now we are above 59, but it is a weak candle. And putting in lower highs. So it's got to continue to hold 50, 59, and then we got to look at this 58 price. So let's see if that 59 can continue to hold, but we need a strong breakout above 60. USD CAD. So USD CAD last day, I was saying this looked like we could have a rebound. We could rebound because we were holding some support around 1.40 and the support at 1.39. So I was expecting this to rebound, which it has, and right now we're holding some support as well at the low yesterday, 1.4011. That same 1.4011 was hit 2 days in a row, 30th and the 31st. And here we are. Now yesterday it did come up, looking quite bearish. It came up, and it didn't close above these resistance levels, 143, 142, and came all the way back down. The momentum was definitely to the downside after yesterday, but as soon as we just started breaking out, we solidified this support, and here we are. But what needs to happen on the USD CAD is this needs to break above 43, close above 43 tomorrow, and really start getting closer to 44 to continue this run. Like I mentioned in my last video, half the move with Fibonacci. We're breaking out. Here's the breakout. Here's the pullback. We roughly pulled back 50% retracement. This really needed to have that bounce, and now it needs to continue that bounce, and it needs to continue to hold this very important support at 1.40. Canadian dollar, when I looked on the weekend, it really looked like the Canadian dollar was going to pull back. And you can see that happened as well. And right now, looking at the Canadian dollar, we got a long upper wick here. We're putting in lower highs. We need to continue to hold this very important support at 70.70. Let's see if that can hold. It does look more bearish right now than anything. So let's see if 70 can hold, but looking at this looks like this should come down, which would obviously put the USD CAD to the upside. Okay, lastly, USD yen. So USD yen, I said exactly that this looked like this could come back up, hit resistance, and then come down. It's exactly what happened yesterday, and here we are going lower. So now we got resistance at 1.08. Today we came up, we hit 107.94 and down. So the momentum is all to the downside, but now we're at this critical level of 107. So far it's above that price, holding that support. Let's see if this can bounce off of 107, but you look at the weekly chart and it's setting up definitely more bearish than anything. You can really see that 107 support trying to hold up on the 60 though. So it's a little bit mixed on that one right now. Let's take a look at the yen futures. Yen futures busting through this 0.00935.510 price. We're above that right now. It's looking pretty weak on the 60, like this could be pulling back. Look for this to pull back and the USD yen to rebound off that support. If we go back to the USD yen, yeah, let's see if 107 can hold and this can break. Let's see if it can break above 108. Okay, that's the breakdown for April 1st. Please subscribe to the channel. Go to Lite Forex in the description below this video. Thank you for watching.